What's up, guys? I'm Carly.
I'm Gabby.
And we're the queens of all things horror. Seeing our channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button to see any more of our future content, and click the notification bell to get notified every single time we post, and follow us on our Instagram at Qoath.horror. So today for the Qoath holiday special, we will be reviewing the film Better Watch Out 2016. And before we get started, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, we're telling you this now. We will be saying a whole bunch of spoilers, and don't say we didn't warn you, because we're literally saying it like less than a minute into the video maybe. So spoiler alert, better watch out.
So the cast is starring Levi Miller, Olivia DeJonge, and Deb Oxenbould.
So this is a psychological horror thriller film, and already the subgenre of this film catches our attention immediately. And this film tells the story of 17-year-old Ashley, who goes to babysit 12-year-old Luke during the holidays, and eventually gets herself in a situation where she is required to save herself and Luke. But then things also take a sharp turn when there's a huge plot twist in this home invasion look-alike film.
So we just want to put it out there that this is one of the most demented, scary, beautiful, and successful psychological horror thriller movies we have ever seen, and we love this subgenre of horror, and we've seen so many of these movies. So from the start of the movie, the first thing that we see is really ugly, disturbing scene that really scared us. It was unexpected jump scare.
Like, she just came out of nowhere and singing. I forgot what song she was singing, but like it was just, and we were like, okay, it's not that serious.
It's really not.
Okay, so due to the situational circumstances and the psychological nature of this film, it allows for a lot of beautiful and stunning kills. And I know it's so weird to say that, but as horror fans, I think you know where we're coming from. Like, the kills are just so different and gruesome, and even if they're not different, it's just like a shotgun type kill, spoiler alert. Even if it's something like that, it's still the way it happens, like we said, like the situation, the way it happens is just so shocking and just like, whoa, like you need to like take a moment, you know?
Mind blown.
Yeah, it's crazy. And also another thing that we really want to bring up is the pacing of this film was fantastic. First of all, the story was so simplistic and it worked so seamlessly when coming together, and the pacing, once again, it was perfect. It was a very fast-paced movie, and we mean that in the best way possible. Things kept happening, one thing after another, and like we weren't ready for any of it. It just kept happening. Like, the movie just kept going, and we were fully engaged the entire time. This was another movie that we got engaged in like the second it started, and we'll get more into that like later on in the review. But this film felt like only 30 minutes long. It was so fast, and it was like an hour and 30 minutes, I think, and it just kept going and going and going and going. We were like, oh my god, wait, like slow down, like what's going on? Like, things just kept happening. So we really love that about this movie, and it was just really good.
So there were a few major plot twists that really caught us off guard in a really good way. And the first major plot twist that flipped the movie upside down took place only 30 minutes in. That is very impressive, we know. And the plot twist happened when Luke and Garrett turned out to be the ones that were causing the home invasion that scared Ashley to death. And it turned into the psychological horror thriller movie that this movie came to be. So it started off as a home invasion. It was all fake, and it turned into a psychological horror movie.
And with that being said, the beginning acting was so bad.
Oh my god.
It was so bad, guys. And the reason why it was bad was because it was all an act. They were acting. And like, of course Ashley wasn't acting, but she really thought it was real. But like, her acting in general was just like not good at the beginning. Like, she was just being so dramatic. But we also understood why Luke was being super dramatic. Like, there was a part where he was gonna go get the gun, and he was like, I'm gonna go get the gun. Like, trying to be like his hero. And I was like, you're 12. You're trying to protect a 17-year-old. Like, what are you doing? And it was just so dramatic, and like the acting was just really bad. And in the beginning, but it was for a reason, because they were acting.
Okay, so really quickly, we just want to mention 2 parts in the beginning that were so dramatic and hilarious. So there was this one part where I think it was when like Luke fell on Ashley, or Ashley fell on Luke, and his reaction was
like he was doing this
he was so excited. This whole like loud breathing and like gazy eyes.
Yeah. And like the camera like panned and so close to him. They're just like, oh my god. Like I was like, okay, like this is enough. Like I think like. And then there was also a part. I don't know if this is the same part. It just kind of like again it happened so fast. They fell on the floor, and then you see them like laying on the floor staring at each other, and it's like this Titanic scene, and I'm like, it looked like Titanic. I was almost happening.
Oh my gosh, it was so dramatic. She was like, don't worry, like we're gonna get them.
Yeah, and then like Luke was like, and I was like, okay, like it's enough, like we're done. Anyways, yeah, it was just so dramatic in the beginning, and also the part where like Luke threw her phone into the fish tank. I finally realized he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Like I was like, because when he first did it, I was like, okay, what? Like you can throw.
You can throw.
He literally was like,
Luke.
He threw it like that, and she was like, what? And I was
Okay, but like she wasn't even that mad, and I'm like, why? Your phone is dead.
yeah, she was like, follow me, and I was like, your phone is still in the fish.
Oh my god. So even though we just mentioned the whole dramatic part, the acting after that was so impressive. It was so well done, and we are speaking for everyone, whether it's the main characters or the minor characters, such as the parents or Ashley's boyfriend and ex-boyfriend. Everybody did so well. So we just want to start off by talking about Luke, the 12-year-old.
Oh my god.
He is one of the most disturbing, messed up, scary psychopaths that we've ever come across, and he is extremely innovative because he is the first child psychopath that we've come across in a movie that really affected us and made us really uncomfortable.
Right.
And this is so important to point out, because usually psychopaths in horror are like older men.
Exactly. And for example, like P2, I don't know if you guys seen that movie. P2, it's almost like the same movie premise where like a guy or a boy takes a girl hostage and like, you know, just wants her, blah blah blah, ties her up, this and that. The guy is older, just like every other film with the same idea. But this film, this kid is 12. He's 12, so.
And like the thing is, the fact that you could hear his voice cracking when he's yelling just shows you how
funny.
psychopathic tendencies can start from such a young age. So it's like a good like glimpse into the childhood of a psychopath, and like the whole like exploration of his psyche is explored so beautifully in this movie, because like there was even a point where he enjoyed killing Garrett, his best friend's hamster.
Yeah, it was so bad. And also, like she said, it's almost like a glimpse into like every psychopath's like brain. So this movie was literally like a backstory to like every psychopath out there. Like you've been exposed, and this is literally how it all starts. It starts at such a young age, and if it doesn't, then like okay, like I guess like when you have something happen when you were like 20 and you're like, okay, let me like kill people. But like it starts at a young age, and like that's what this film shows, and it's so crazy how this entire film was about that, and we loved it because it didn't show him like, oh, like it didn't cut in the middle. It's like, oh, 20 years later, this is doing that. No, it showed like him when he was 12, like the entire movie. So.
Oh my god.
So Garrett, his character was so well played. We really felt bad for Garrett. Honestly, I know he was an accomplice to Luke, but we felt bad for him with Luke bossing him around and Luke telling him what to do, and Garrett basically felt obligated to, you know, follow and obey Luke because he wanted to do it because he was my best friend and and like Garrett was being a follower, and like we just felt so bad because we knew Garrett had the potential to do good, and you could see there were like snippets of moment where Garrett was like hesitant to do certain things, and Garrett was like, you could see he was thinking and like going through his options and was like, okay, maybe I should, because like Ashley would be like, Garrett, like don't do this, you can leave now, blah blah blah, and you could see when he was thinking like, oh, maybe I should, but then he's like, oh no, like Luke's my best friend, so like I'm just gonna like do what he says. But then towards the end, and here's when the major plot twist comes in. So once again, if you're still watching this video and you haven't seen the film, just click out right now because we're about to spoil it for you. So Garrett, he decides to be good and let Ashley escape. She doesn't get to escape, but like he's trying to let her escape, and boom, it led to his own demise, and Luke killed him with a shotgun. I think it was a rifle, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he shot him and then he shot him again. And we literally, this movie was full of so many emotions. We were literally like tearing up because we were not ready for that. We didn't want Garrett to die, and literally it happened so fast. It happened so fast, and the thing is, it was very quiet. That scene was so quiet because Garrett was whispering to Ashley, and then Ashley was kind of just looking at him, like they were just kind of talking. It was just very quiet. And like you think Luke is like upstairs or like doing whatever he was doing, and then he comes out and just shoots Garrett. He shot him again, and it was just like, oh my god.
And another successful thing about that scene is you literally see how demented Luke is, because he doesn't have one second of sympathy or questioning. Oh, I just shot my best friend. What? He shot him twice, and Luke went from being, oh my god, Garrett, like what happened? And then he went from yelling and freaking out and making a whole scene. So he goes from like one emotion to the next, and like it's very uncomfortable and terrifying to watch. Like, you just shot your best friend and like you're fine.
Exactly. And also he blames his best friend too, because after he shoots him, he's like, you made me do this. I told you not to touch her. But like, hi.
Oh my god.
You literally shot him, like on your own,
without any sympathy or remorse.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry guys, we're like yelling. No,
it's just so terrifying.
Yeah, and like it also gets us mad, but like we're not mad at the movie. Just like, you know, like it's just like you think about it, you're like, oh my god, like are you thinking at all? Like you shot your best friend who you claimed to be your best friend, and you were bossing him around, and he was doing everything for you, and like you kill him
because of your little mind control manipulation games. Like, what?
Yeah, just because you want to play big boy, like Ashley said.
Oh yeah. So Ashley, Queen Ashley, we praise her because she is such a strong and badass character, mentally strong, physically strong. She was doing everything she can to survive, to outsmart Luke, to try and talk him into being sane and making like normal decisions. And she was just doing everything right, whether it was a big step or a small step, to get herself out of the situation alive. And spoiler, she obviously succeeded. She really succeeded, and she saved herself, and
by putting the duct tape over her wound. And you even hear the paramedics saying, smart girl. Like, yeah, she's smart.
She's very smart. They literally said, like, if it wasn't for this, she would be dead right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, there was, like, the moment in the end where, like, she and Luke looked at each other from the window, and she went and, like, gave him the middle finger. She's like, I outsmarted you, this little psychopath.
Yeah. And then at the end, he's like, Mom, we should go visit Ashley at the hospital. Like, part 2, sequel.
Can we please? It's been
question
like
mark?
Years.
Yeah, like hello. We're waiting. Okay, so this movie just goes to show you that you should never call a psychopath or a killer or a murderer, anybody dumb. I swear, they know what they are doing. They are so intelligent. They are literally hidden geniuses with so many tricks up their sleeves because they are experienced. They know what they're doing, and they know more than you do. And even though you think you could get out of the situation, like obviously Ashley got out of the situation, but Luke is going to get away with it because he planted fingerprints everywhere to make it look like it wasn't him. He planted other people's fingerprints everywhere, and he also made X's death look like a suicide. He staged the whole thing.
It's insane!
It's so bizarre. And this 12-year-old had this all planned out, like, because he was like, oh, like, I'm gonna do this. Because he made the ex write a apology letter, like, to Ashley from, I forgot what his name was, but he made him write an apology letter. And then when he died, it looked like it was a suicide note that was left there. And it's just so amazing. Like, what was I doing when I was 12? I was in middle school. What were you doing?
We were just like fangirling over like boy bands or something.
Exactly.
Like,
we were watching Nickelodeon, Disney Channel. It was a great time. But Luke, on the other hand, at the age 12, he has it all planned out, man. Like, he's really, like, he seems like he studies this.
He is studying murders.
Yeah.
And ways of torture and killing. As a 12-year-old, literally, this movie shows you never know what is behind somebody's facade.
Yeah.
You don't know what's in their brain, because you could be walking on the street and there could be a psychopath or killer or like a child murderer like right in front of you. You never know. And the thing is, Luke is so good at hiding his psychopathic self. Like, he literally looks like he's fine. He acts like he's sad. He is hiding everything. And like, the sad part is his parents don't even know that he's a psychopath, because he's so good at hiding all of his crazy thoughts and actions. This movie, guys, it fills you with every single human emotion possible to ever feel in your entire lifespan, from 0 to 100 years old. We were sad, we were scared, we were crying, we were screaming, we were terrified, we were shaking.
We were also laughing.
Yeah, we were laughing, we were entertained. Like, this movie provided every single emotion we could possibly want. And honestly, it is such a good movie to watch, and you just need to get on it because you will be experiencing a great roller coaster of emotions.
Exactly, and we also really love psychological horrors / thrillers, and we haven't seen a really good one that's new, because like sometimes we rewatch things and obviously, you know, we know like how it's gonna be, blah blah blah. We still love them. We haven't seen like a new one that's so good, and we love this one, and this one definitely satisfied our craving for a new psychological horror film, while still being in the season of Christmas and, you know, being very cozy and cute. But it wasn't cute, it was very demented, but you know what we mean. And it was just so good, and definitely we came out satisfied, very happy.
Yeah, and I think like the last like incredible, like impactful psychological horror that we ever watched was Chained, and we saw that so long ago. So in case it's not evident by our reactions and our passion and excitement, we highly recommend this movie.
Highly.
It is a perfect combination of psychological horror thriller and Christmas. There was a lot of Christmas spirit, from decorations to Christmas trees to snow to holiday.
The Christmas carolers.
Oh my god, the Christmas carolers.
Didn't do a thing when Ashley jumped over the fence.
Exactly. This movie just had a perfect blend of so many great elements, and this is a very, I guess, not really talked about horror gem, and it is quite a genius masterpiece of a psychological horror thriller. So we think you guys would definitely enjoy it, and if you do watch it, if you watched it already and want to talk about it, YouTube comments, DMs for our Instagram, let us know your thoughts for a civil conversation.
Yep, and we hope you guys enjoyed this video of the Qoath holiday special, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!